Da 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 da. What's my good cheer? You should see me running around like a chicken with my head chopped off on timings, and I'm just checking things off the box. Not just, getting ready for my day, but also getting ready in preparation for the end of my day because I know I'm going to be absolutely exhausted because today I am going tubing with my sister. We're going out to Pinawa Dam, out to the Winnipeg River, and we're going to lay on tubes and float down a river all afternoon. Does that sound amazing? Not only than that, we're going to have a barbecue. I brought a big fruit platter. I made a little cooler with some drinks and some cherries, and I didn't bring enough for the way of treats. I'm sure I'm going to be lacking in the treats there for the ride, but right, that's great because we're going to have an empty stomach and I'll be able to more than make up for it when we stop and have our barbecue. Now, for those of you who've been with my YouTube channel for any length of time, you'll remember my winter explore of the Pinawa Dam. And if you haven't seen that video, I would suggest that. Sorry, you get to look at my armpits for a moment. I can't remember the last time I shaved my armpits. And I'm grateful I'm one of those people. It's just in my evolution that, it's in all of our evolutions that we're slowly losing our need for our hair because right we can put on those layers. You should see me on my evening walks when it's like 40 below zero outside, and the way I'm bundled up like the Pillsbury Doughboy, like that little kid from A Christmas Story, right? That it might as well be summer. I am just comfy, and and it's that lack of need for that hair to keep us protected and to keep us warm. Even up till now, you're going to say, well, it's warm. Why do we still have this hair? Well, the hair also protects that bacteria. It acts like a little fly net, right? Our eyelashes and stuff, so we don't get viruses and pollens and things that our system doesn't quite well get along with. It helps to not interfere. But again, we're still losing our hair just at a slower pace because we have become such a sanitized society now. A bath at one time was just out of necessity, and now we are privileged in most countries. I'm going to say most because there's a lot of countries lacking in infrastructure, but I'm grateful that right we have that privilege of standing under a shower and taking in the lessons. And truly, that's what it was. And I'm grateful to be here, but this is not the topic for chitter chatter today. Today, we're going into the topic of choices. And I wanted to come into my live today with a fresh mind because each one of these words that I bring into my content, I want to give a first impression, obviously, right? Choice is not a first impression. I wouldn't be sitting here right now, right? It's only through those graces and through those miraculous moments where we make a discovery or have an understanding, like that we absorb a lesson, that finally we get this little wake up call. And when I did change the word change last week, and if you haven't been following the podcast, I'm saving this playlist. Just go into my channel, find the podcast, and you can watch each one. And we're going to go in succession, and there's going to be 54 words that we work on this year, and hopefully we can get them all done right within the year. Maybe I'll be able to do a couple of the words each week. It depends on the lesson, right? We know choice and change has played such a big role in my life, in my ability to make the moves and to be where I'm sitting here right now. I think in a fair amount of time. I think this is a decent amount of time, but I made lots of mistakes and there were lots of lessons that I wish I had taken sooner, but for whatever reason it didn't come across my path. And because I don't beat myself up for these missteps in my life, that I understand that eventually it will get through my system, right? But as humans and as, right, other parts of us who have goals, right, have missions, it can be frustrating, and we can find that we want things yesterday, and we lose our patience and we get frustrated, and then we lay that frustration on those other parts of us that, right, and then when you feed that, it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper until it gets to the point where you don't even know what direction to go without that, right, without that pain. But I put the words choice and change so close together. Change last week, choice this week. It could have been either or. In all honest truth, I contemplated which one was going to come first, the chicken or the egg, well, that kind of idea. And I think in the end, it doesn't matter. The only thing is to understand that one is an action, and one is just a great idea, is just a piece of creativity, right? And if you understand that, then you understand that you have to commit to something. You have to make a choice. You have to make that change, right? It's all happening at the same time. It has to happen at the same time, because if you give us that opportunity as highly sensitives and as empaths, right? You give us any time at all to make that snap, to make that decision. We're going to take the easy way out, because we've been there, we've done there, been there, we've been there, we've done that. It's not fun. It's quite painful sometimes. It's quite scary sometimes, right? Really, after going through all of that, we have to go back there and we have to figure out what went wrong, where was the mess step, where did we get off the road so we can get just back down on that side road again and get back to where we started off from. But even if you get back to that place where you started off from, it wouldn't have been a failure, right? Even if you were down that road, that side road that didn't serve you well at all, you had an experience, didn't you? And the next time you go down a side road and it looks similar to the side road you just came off of, you're not going to want to go down that road. And if you do, you're not going to go very far without turning around and saying, right? But again, I think it's that dictation of the comfort and the amount of pain that we can take. And we want one and we push the other one away. They're like polar opposites, aren't they? And we're trying to bring them together so we can get on a middle street, so that we're able to make the decisions, those hard decisions, right? Because we're not going to make any movement unless we make some choices. And with me, I believe in baby steps. A lot of this stuff, I'm a realist, you guys. Like, I was blown away to see how big this world and really was, and how deep my soul truly truly went. And it's scary when you see things and experience things for the first time, but it's such a relief, you guys. It's such a relief to get that off of your plate, to get off that stress, that compulsion, that worry, that anxiety off your plate, when you just have a better understanding of what it is. Sometimes you can't get rid of it. It's there. But sometimes there's a happy medium. Um okay, I got to take this. I'm going to take this on my live, you guys. Alice, I'm on my live right now. Make it short and sweet.
Okay, Tom just left, so he'll be at your place in like 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my sister Alice, my brother-in-law, my sister's boyfriend. He's my brother-in-law. He's been in the family for so many years, and he's such a kind soul on his own journey with his own stories. And I'm so grateful to have him in my life. And he's so different from me, right? But I get along with him, and I make those choices of not bringing up those things that, right, he has political ideas, he, right, so I'm not even going to go there today because I know his blood will, right, we're out for a great day, we're going tubing. But back to those choices, because I do have 5 minutes, and I really am sorry that today we're just going to brush through this word of choice. It popped up, this event and this offering of this adventure, and because it's going to be, right, I'm filming it, you guys. Of course, I explore the inside and the outside. So of course this adventure is going to be up, and I made a promise to my show. I have a live show on Sunday night. You're welcome to come. It's called What's Not This one's What's My Good Cheer. The other one is Chatters Live. It's only on Sunday nights. And we're going to do a premiere, and that's my goal this week. I set this goal. Oh my goodness. Cindy's going back into the editing. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be frustrating. But if I get started, if I make that choice just to get started and just hack away, I'm doing it in baby steps. I'm giving myself the whole week to make one video, right? So we're not going to put that pressure on myself, right? And I'm going to understand it's been a while since I edited a video, and the last edited video I edited, right, it wasn't so amazing, but it is what it is. It's all a process. We start where we are, and we always end up somewhere else if we're starting, if we're making that choice, right? Don't bite off too much, right? Don't bite off too much. Something that just seems real unrealistic. I am a realist, right? I'm not going to say I'm going to lose 50 pounds this month. Realistically, right? That'd be pretty incredible if I could lose 50 pounds. But that's not very realistic. But what is the baby steps that I could make into that, right? I'm going to pay better attention to the food I eat. I've been bringing fruit into my household this week. It's in my choices that we get started. It's all going to meet up. It's all towards the same goal, but I'm just taking a baby bite out of it, right? Right? If I'm going to diet, if I'm going to start paying attention to my what I'm putting into my system, right? For nutrients, then we're going to do this in baby steps, right? Because I still like hot dogs and McDonald's and craft dinner, right? But I love other things too. And I love experiencing. And I'll experience it. And if I don't like it, then it will be in my choices to say, okay, I tried it. I'm not going to like it, but I tried it. And I just didn't take somebody's opinion to say, liver is terrible. I'm going to try the liver myself, right? And I'm going to decide for myself because it might be the most amazing thing I've ever tasted. Because if you cook liver perfectly, oh my goodness, it could. And even though I'm not a big liver fan myself, I've eaten it myself. I was brought on by flat burgers, which was an onion in a blender with liver, and then it was poured into the frying pan by my mother, and it was like pancakes, and she'd flip them over, and she called them flat burgers. Us kids loved flat burgers, but if we knew it was liver, you think we would get it into our system? Not a chance. Sometimes it's in that creativity and in our choices, right? Okay, we're still in choices, so I haven't failed on this one at all. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll go deep tomorrow because I expect I'm going to be pretty sore and not wanting to move too much tomorrow. I'm going to have lots of fun. We're going to make some video, maybe some posts and stuff. Maybe I'll get it up later on this afternoon onto my Instagram if you follow me over there. If not, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see each other tomorrow.